Internet. Mark here. I'm the bass player from the band 6Foot, based out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, which you know if you've seen some of my other videos, some of my other content. I just want to do a real quick video at the moment, hopefully. I tend to talk a lot. No, I just picked up this little gem. I just picked up the Hotone Xtomp. I've heard that it's pronounced Hotone is supposed to be the proper pronunciation, but going by that, Joey Fatone should be Joey Fattone. So I don't know where you want to go with that. But this is just my first impression of the pedal. I just plugged it in. I was just playing bass through it. I was just loading sounds into it. And I was needing, since we're recording in the studio right now, I was having some issues with levels and things like that. So I went to look for a bass compression pedal tonight. And the only one I found in the stores in my town that were open was the Boss. I think it's called it's the Bass X Comp, something like that. Anyway, it was $300 Canadian, by the way. And then they had the Xtomp sitting there too, and I'm just like, well, that's $300 too. It's like, so I went through the list and I checked, and it's like they have a compressor listed, and it doesn't say it's a specific bass one, but it doesn't say it's just guitar only either. So I kind of took the gamble. I asked the guy, is like, have you sold any of these? He's like, no. This is the first one we've had. We just got it in like a week ago. And I walked around the store, hemmed and hawed, and was just like, do I want to do it? I've been thinking of getting an Xtomp anyway at some point, so I just bit the bullet. There it is, my Xtomp. It's heavy, it's cool. I love the knobs, love the nice little click that the switch has. You wouldn't want to, they call it an Xtomp, do not extra stomp on this thing. I would say not in that case. It's heavy and will probably take some abuse, but there's probably a lot of sensitive components inside there. I use the Android phone, and when I finally plugged everything in and hooked it up, it's like, oh, there's an update that I didn't notice or whatever. I did the software update, bang, a whole bunch of new pedals and some new bass stuff was added even. So that was kind of cool. So as I said before, I do not have a Boss ODB3 pedal, overdrive pedal. Now I have one. It's in here. The compressor did sound pretty good on bass. Sound like it passed all the frequencies just fine. It seemed fine as far as I know. I'm not familiar with compressors all that much, but I did not notice any tone loss or changes or anything. It seemed fine as I played with it, so I was quite happy with that. So there's my compressor pedal. So the clean octa effect would essentially be the same thing as an Electro-Harmonix Pog, Nano Pog, or the Moore Tender Octaver, which I have. I tried it. Sorry, Hotone, you got to work on that one. It sounds awful on bass. Maybe it's better for guitar, but it was not, I would say, not even usable. It was worse than my my Behringer US 600. Sorry, that clean octa tone just wasn't. Got to reprogram that one, Hotone. So Hotone had added a new double effect, which was the bass overdrive combined with a chorus effect. And I tried it for a bit. I'm a little on the fence with it. I think I got to maybe toy with some of the settings a little bit. I just noticed you really had to sort of crank up the chorus effect to really kind of actually hear it properly. And then it was kind of noisy. You could hear that rate. Kind of background noise kind of going a little crazy to me. Not quite as good as I would have hoped it would be. Now, I haven't tried everything. Like I said, this is just my first impressions of it. There's one effect that is, believe it or not, this is the distortion I have always been looking for in a bass pedal, actually. I've never been really crazy about the standard bass overdrives that are out there, and running like I do. I use my LS2 and use a distortion pedal in the effects loop and mix that with my clean signal, so I can use any effects. And I've never really been happy with the effects that I get. I like my Cool Cat overdrive that I throw into that. That gives me a nice subtle overdrive, which I actually do quite like. But as far as an actual distortion, I haven't found one, and now I have found one, but it is not what you would think it would be. Some of the other effects are actually cabinet simulators, and with the new update, there's a brand new one for bass. It's a Mark Bass 2x10. I loaded it up, and man, it's the most gorgeous speaker distortion you could ever want as far as I'm concerned. It's like exactly the kind of distortion I have always wanted. So please, Hotone, do not change that. If you need to tweak the cabinet tone, turn that particular effect into a distortion effect, please, because it is so good. I don't know if it was just the way I was running my signal. I got to try it. I got to try it through my main system, my main amplifier and whatever, to make sure that it stays that consistent. It could just be the small amp that I had it plugged in through and the speaker I have it plugged. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that it's exactly what I've always wanted, because if that's the case, that'll be one of my main effects for all time from now on, basically. Is it worth the $300? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to, because it's only going to get better from here, basically. I was talking to the guy at the store, and I'm just thinking, it's like if this really works out, I may end up just buying, like having like 3 of these in a line with a tuner pedal and maybe with the LS2 and things like that, and that would be it, and just switch stuff between songs or between sets. It might be the perfect solution over time. We'll see what happens. I'll do a more in-depth review as I get into all the gadgets and gizmos and whatever of it, hopefully. So, and as I find some more settings that I really like, do some sound samples and whatever. So anyway, thank you. So check out the Xtomp. I think it's worth the risk of the expenditure no matter what, because it's basically the price of 2 pedals more or less, or 1 pedal if you go with an expensive compressor. Yeah, so check that out. Also, check out SixFootBand.com and listen to our songs on Reverb Nation on SoundCloud. We are on Twitter and YouTube, and also check out our other videos. We'll have some more stuff coming out soon. Thank you very much.